HadesOmega here, and so this is the after-action review for Golden State Championship 2026, Round 3, alright? It took place in Redding, California at the Shasta Supermoto track, or the Shasta kart track. Okay, it's been more than a year since we've raced there, and it's good to be back, is what I'm going to say, alright guys? There's some, like, kind of issues with the track where we couldn't race there for, like, a whole year, okay guys? But now we got it back, alright? Hopefully, alright? But anyway, so this was the third round. All right, the last round was at Apex. All right, so check those videos out for that race. All right, so the stuff we learned from that race, we're gonna incorporate it into this race. All right, so AARs, or after action reviews, are what's supposed to happen, what really happened, and things that we could do to improve in the future, basically. Okay. So I got 3 bikes here. All right, I took all 3 of these bikes. This is the first time I've ever taken 3 motorcycles to a Supermoto event. The Battle Trailer 2 towed them pretty well, is what I want to say. Okay. Also, another thing I want to mention is that I am not at 100% health right now. Okay, that's what I want to say. All right, I don't feel at 100%. HadesOmega has been having problems with his neck. All right, I have like a pinched nerve in my neck. All right, and I have what they call it, radiculopathy or something. All right, it's when like your nerves are pinched and then your muscles like are aching and all that stuff. All right, and so I'm getting it really bad on my shoulder blade. All right, guys. So I've been plagued with that pain all weekend. All right, the only thing I can do to help it is to just take painkillers. Okay, guys. So I don't like taking drugs and stuff like that, but it's just like I had to do it to get me through the weekend, all right, from being in like even more pain type of thing, okay? Good thing is when you're on track, I don't really notice it as much, okay, at least because I'm mostly focused on racing, okay, guys? Okay, yeah, so we took the 3 bikes, all right? However, I didn't do 3 races. I was thinking of maybe doing a 3rd race if I felt good about it, all right, guys? And like I mentioned, I'm not in good health right now, so I said, no, I don't think we're going to do it. And it was kind of hot, all right? I'm not going to lie. Whenever HadesOmega goes to Redding, the weather is just like, it's never nice, okay, guys? It's always too hot, it's too cold, it's raining, something, okay, guys? It's snowing, that type of thing, okay, guys? So, but in this case, we'll talk about the weather in a bit, okay, guys? We took 3 bikes. I took the WR250E, all right, that's my electric dirt bike now, and then we took the Sauron Lightbee, all right, I don't have a special name for it, all right, guys. The good old Sauron Lightbee, we raced this in the mini class, all right, the super mini class, all right, the SM3, I think they call it SM3 Adult Mini Supermoto is what they call it, okay, that's like kind of the old school name. Nowadays they're calling it Super Mini Supermoto or something, okay. And yeah, so we're gonna race this against the minis in the dirt, okay, and then the Alta Redshift SM39. All right, we're gonna race this in SM2 Supermoto Amateur, okay, with the dirt section. All right, all that good stuff. All right, I would do them all, man, but one thing is the race fees are expensive for these races, okay, guys. I spent close to like $200 to race these 2 races, okay, So like that's kind of like my limit, all right. But I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe we can do a 3rd one. I'd like to try to race this bike in the DTX, right? The WR250E. That's the class that I would race that in because it's got the 21-inch front and everything. Okay, but it turns out I kind of didn't feel like it, and I didn't want to spend the extra money. But I did take it just so I can go practice with it, all right, to get that thing out at the Redding kart track because I've never taken it out there before. Okay, guys. Alright, and like I said, it's been a minute since we've been out there, okay? Alright, so, what are we supposed to do? Alright, we're going to race Golden State Championship Round 3 in Redding, alright? And that's what we're going to do, okay? And then so we're going to race SM2 and SM3, like I mentioned, with these 2 bikes, alright? And maybe DTX, alright? DTX Sportsman with that bike, but I decided when we got there, it was hot as shit, and I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. Okay, and then yeah, we were just supposed to race those 2 races, okay, basically. Okay, those are the same races that we raced at Apex, so I already have points for them, so yeah, that's a good. If we're going to race any other races, then we would just be competing for the trophy, okay, type of thing. Okay, and then as you can see, I do have a trophy right there. All right, guys, we'll talk about that when we get there. All right. Okay, so here's what really happened. All right, guys. So yeah, I put the 3 bikes on the trailer. We took it there. I didn't get there. So there was a open practice from 9 to 4 p.m. All right, guys, and I didn't get there until about 3. Okay. I loaded up around, I took off at like 9:30 and I didn't get there till like around 3, okay? So we had just barely, I was able to get on the track like once or twice, okay? And so I get there, we download the bikes, and I hop on the I was able to hop on the WR250E and the Light B, okay guys? And also one thing I want to mention is that I got a new battery for the Light B, all right, guys. So I have the I know it seems like every race video I do, I have a new battery. Okay, it's kind of crazy, guys. But I have a Morgue 50XG battery for the Light B. Okay, guys. So it can do like 250 amps and like not a lot of max amps or peak amps. All right, so I'm really careful with that one because that one will cut out if I pull too much power from it, okay? And so the thing about Reading is it has a very long straightaway, all right? Pretty much a quarter-mile straightaway, that's what I say, all right, guys? And yeah, and they used it this weekend, all right, guys? So I got to be really careful with this one how long I open the throttle, okay? Other than that, I think it can handle everything pretty well, all right? So like I mentioned, it was hot when we got there, alright guys? It was 100 degrees when we got there, alright? It sucked, man. It was hot. And people were practicing in that weather. So, yeah, and that's Reading for you, man. It's always hot as balls there, man. It's always just extreme weather, it's what it seems like, alright? So anyway, I was able to get out on the track. I bought some food before I got there at McDonald's, but I didn't eat it because I was in a hurry to go out on the track, all right? So I threw the minimum amount of gear on, all right, guys? So I was going to use the dirt gear because I knew it was going to be hot, so that's what I used, right? This jersey, and then the pants that go with this, and the knee pads, and the chest protector, and all that stuff, okay, guys? So I think I put the chest protector and the knee pads. I didn't put my combat shorts on. And I didn't even put my jersey on. Okay, guys, I just used the thing. And so also it was asphalt only practice, right? No dirt practice on Friday, unfortunately. Okay, so and yeah, the race was a whole weekend, all right, guys. So there was racing. We were gonna do racing on Saturday and then racing on Sunday, all right, and then Friday is like open practice, like I mentioned. All right, so I was able to get out there once on the WR250E. And then once on the Light B, okay, because they had a big bike practice and a little bike practice, okay, so practice for the little bikes and practice for the big bikes. So I was able to get the WR250E out there and race or ride on the asphalt track, all right, and it did pretty good, okay. It did overheat, all right, guys. I'll tell you that. I know it's not part of the racing, but this is what really happened, all right, guys. I took it out there. Boy, is it a dream to go ride out there with it, man. It is so fun to ride that thing at the track. It's not super fast. It's definitely not as fast as the Redshift, all right, but it's definitely very nimble, all right. It's more nimble than this bike. It turns over nicely, much more nicer, okay. And it's a much lighter bike. That's like a 200-pound bike. This bike is 80 pounds lighter than this bike, if you can believe it, all right, guys. And that's a huge difference, and the weight is really down low, okay. So yeah, it was great. All right, we only got to ride on the asphalt. I think I was out there long enough. I think I was out there long enough to do 6 or 7 laps. All right, and then it overheated. Okay, and I was out there with other people, and yeah, we got to dice it up with the bigger bikes, with the WR250E. Lots of power. I feel like it's probably better to keep the phase amps just a little bit lower. I think we're running 900 phase amps, and I feel like the phase amps is what is making the motor really hot. All right, I think unnecessarily type of thing. Okay, so we probably want to go down on the phase amps. 900 is a lot. All right, guys, it is almost scary to crack open in the dirt because it'll just start slipping out right away, and it's hard to control type of thing. But it did overheat. All right, guys, but chalk it up to it's 100 degrees out already, so all the components are already at 100 degrees when you're out there. Okay, guys, that type of stuff. Okay, yeah. Okay, and we were able to take the light bee out there. I think I took the light bee out with the practice battery, right, the HadesOmega battery, and it ripped. Okay, guys, it's the first time. I think this is a new configuration that I have on the bike since the last time I've been there. I didn't have this EBMX motor when we were out there. And I don't think I had any of these batteries when we were out there last time, and I had better brakes. Okay, so one of the things that is scary about the light bee on this track is that yes, it has that long quarter-mile straightaway, and we're hitting speeds of like 70 miles an hour on the light bee, all right, and then you have to turn you have to slow down really fast and turn at the end of the straightaway. Okay, guys, it's a hairpin turn at the end of the straightaway, so you're just blasting through there, and then you got to brake hard, and then tip it into the turn. All right, guys. So, and this bike just has shitty brakes. Okay, but now I got the Ultra B brakes with the prickly Ultra B brake setup, and it brakes freaking awesome. All right, it makes me wonder maybe I should just get a rear brake setup for the back also. Maybe we could do that. I'm not sure. Okay. And it would probably brake a lot better than it would with the Regen. But HadesOmega is still using the front brake, and we use the Ultra B brake and then the Regen, and it slows it down pretty good. All right, not as good as this bike, okay, guys, but it's much better than it was before with the mountain bike brakes. Literally, I shit you not, man. You feel like you're gonna shit your pants every time you try to slow down. You're squeezing that lever, and the bike is just not slowing down like you want it to. Okay, that type of thing. All right, this one, with these brakes, it's a little bit better. All right, guys, is what I say. All right, it's not a lot bit better, but it definitely the bike stops now. Okay, guys. Okay, and then so that was practice for today, and then yeah, HadesOmega's all sweaty and nasty already, and I take all my gear off, and then we get the pit all set up ready for the next day. Okay, of racing. Okay, so I think it was kind of up in the air whether Hak Mazzata was the one that was his race for the Golden State Championship. Okay, I think the last race was sponsored by or the guy that was running it was John Hopkins. Okay, they're all Moto America racers. Okay, guys, and then the last race is going to be run by Tyler O'Hara. Okay, he's the sponsor for that race. Okay. So I think Hawk had it, so we're probably going to do a heat race, and then every day we would do one heat race and then one main race, just like a traditional Supermoto dealie, all right? But then they went back, they wound up going back to the format that we raced at Apex, all right? So this is what really happened, all right, guys? So we were supposed to do a practice in the morning, and then we were going to do a qualifying. All right, and then we're going to do, and then hopefully we're going to get all that done around, lunchtime or something, hopefully, all right, and never happens, okay, guys? And so we were also using RFID stickers, all right, the one you put it on, like, the peak of your helmet or somewhere on your helmet, okay, guys? So we didn't have to, the good thing is we didn't have to rent transponders, all right? That's what I didn't like last time. We had to rent XYZ, spend so much money, all right, guys? HadesOmega didn't spend much money at the event at all right? I paid like a $10 fee to get into the gate, and that was it, all right, for like the insurance purposes and all that. Okay, so yeah, here was the racing. This is the racing schedule, all right, guys. Practice in the morning, and then you do a qualification, all right, timed practice basically, all right, and then after that you get your you get your grid positions based on your time practice, all right, and then you're gonna race. Do one race, all right. It's going to be race one, basically, all right. And then the next day we're going to do a warm-up practice, and then we go straight into race two, okay. And then hopefully everybody could get home earlier, okay, because last time we went home hella late, all right. So that was the race schedule, all right, guys. So we go out there. I practice, yeah, we take both bikes out for practice, all right, just to see how it is. This is my first time seeing dirt, all right, and we're basically running the track counterclockwise, okay, guys, and yeah, I don't like the counterclockwise setup, so I'll say, okay, guys, but anyway, no, I'm better at the clockwise setup type of thing, but that's fine. A lot of the dirt sections is like there's like a quick transition going right, or there's a quick transition going into the dirt turning. Okay, and I don't like those, man. All right, you gotta. I know I have to practice it. All right, guys, it's difficult because once you get that front tire onto the dirt, it could just wash out on you. All right. So the important thing is to make sure you counter steer a lot and you lean the bike before you get into the dirt type of thing. All right, and then be on the gas so like the back will slide too. Okay, you gotta flat track it. Okay, guys, and it's difficult, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that was having trouble. Okay, doing it. All right, but so there's that, and then you jump off a tiny little table. And then you make a left onto another dirt section, and then there's two tabletops. All right, two tabletops and a berm, a really wide kind of berm, or you can flat track it and shortcut it. Okay, guys. Yeah, so that was the dirt section. All right, and we did both of these bikes in it. Okay, and I think we did okay. Light B is a little bit easier transitioning into the dirt, is what I want to say. All right. The brakes are a lot better on this, so it kind of screws me up a little bit, right, guys? And then we do qualification, and I think when qualification rolls around, I get a engine light on this thing. Okay, so you know how you have a check engine light? There's a check engine light on the red shift. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? And then so I checked it out. It's code 36. It says there's some imbalance in the cells. Okay, guys. So that means it could mean some of the wire bonds are bad in the battery, and then the battery needs to be serviced. All right, but the bike still runs. Okay, so that's the scoop there. All right, so I thought I'll talk about what we do at the end of the day. Anyway, so yeah, so it's got that fault code, but I mean I wrote it. Okay, guys. All right, and so after the practice, I swapped the battery on the Light B out for the bigger Chai battery, okay? The Odyssey battery. Okay, we put that in, and we're going to use that for the qualifying. All right, and so I was able to get P3 for qualifying. Okay, I think I was 1 second behind Jeremy. All right, 1 second behind Jeremy Callender. All right, and then Tom wound up getting first place. Okay. And then I think there was Chris Crocker behind us, and yeah, man, it's so we're 1 second, so that cost me like thing. All right, so I had to be a little bit behind Jeremy, but we're still on the front row, right, and we're on the inside, so I can probably pinch off Jeremy, and if Tom gets a bad start, I could probably pinch him off too. I could park my bike on the inside of the corner. Okay, because when you take off. From the start line, it's straight and then it goes left right away. Okay, so that's their whole shot, right? It goes straight and left. All right, so I'm already on the left, but I'm farther back than everybody else on the first line. But if I can drag race them to the corner, and I win, I can block that corner. All right, is what I'm gonna say. I can pinch them off, and then they're gonna have to go on the outside, and then I can just rock it off. Okay, guys, or I just slow them down basically. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So we do the time practice or the qualifying. All right, it was decided that they weren't going to do the heat races. We had enough time to do the qualifying. Okay, because the timing equipment was working properly. Okay, type of thing. And then yeah, so I'd like to mention that they had a whole sorts of problems with people with carbon fiber helmets. Okay, guys, these RFID stickers do not like carbon fiber helmets, and it doesn't work well with the RFID systems. Okay, so. In those cases, that's when the cigarette pack freaking transponders are better, okay? Because you just put it on the bike type of thing. But yeah, you could put the sticker on the bike too, so yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to buy a carbon fiber helmet type of thing, okay? No, don't buy a carbon fiber helmet, guys, all right? Unless you have problems with your head and weight and all that stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I got P3 on the Light B for qualifying. And then we got P12 on the red shift. Okay, guys, it's just not fast enough to race against those 450s, man. What can I say? All right, HadesOmega's in the back. All right, I'm in the back, but I'm not last. Okay, so let's say I'll be racing with the dudes in the back. All right, basically. Okay, so that's a scoop. So what that means, all right? Oh yeah, so here's my lap times. All right, I'll put them down subtitle below for both of them, right? Like I mentioned, P3. So I start in the 3rd position for the Light B, the adult mini race, and then the adult mini supermoto, and then for the supermoto amateur race we start in position 12. Okay, like way in the back. All right, guys. Okay, and yeah. So those are my times. All right, guys. Like I said, I was 1 second behind Jeremy's time. All right, daggum it. Okay. We're so close. Me and Jeremy are always like this, man. Jeremy is literally my rival. Okay, guys, we are racing all the time. All right, like I raced Jeremy like 2 weeks ago, and that's the same story, man. We were just going at it, all right, side by side and type of thing. Okay, so anyway, so that's a scoop for qualifying. So what that means, so in race 1 and race 2, those are our starting positions, right? So it is in your best interest to get the best time that you can get. All right, guys, go as fast as you can go. So I think I did pretty good during practice. I think I passed somebody. I lapped somebody. It was Troy on the KLX 140. So I lapped him, and that might have slowed me down a little bit. All right, I think I got like four laps on the Light B, and I think I got 4 laps on the Redshift. Okay, guys, and the Redshift didn't even overheat. All right. It was pretty warm on Saturday, but it wasn't hot like the day before. Okay, I'll mention that. All right, it wasn't triple digits. All right, but it got up into the 90s. All right, it was definitely almost, I would say almost hot right on Saturday. Okay, which is bad for the electric bikes. Okay, I try to keep them as cool as possible. Okay, guys. So and then it's just a waiting game, guys. All right, it's just like Apex. All right, you're waiting for your freaking race all day, or you're waiting to do your qualifying. All right, it took freaking forever. All right, guys. And then so we go out, and then we go out to do race 1. All right, guys. So we do race 1 on the Light B first. Okay, so yeah, so the practice order was different too. Okay, guys. So I think the morning practice we went out on the Redshift first. All right, and then we go out on the Light B, and they combined us with DTX and all that because we weren't that big a class. And then for the race order, it was different. All right, we went out on the Light B first, and then we got a break. Okay, the good thing is the DTX guys went out and raced after us, and then we raced the Supermoto. All right, Supermoto Amateur. So I got a break in between races. So just think of it this way: if HadesOmega, you had raced in the DTX race with the WR250. You would have raced a back-to-back race, all right? Back-to-back-to-back race, all right? 1, 2, 3, all right? Three races in a row. It would have been awful, okay, guys? So I'm kind of glad I didn't do it, all right? I'm pretty sure I would have killed myself. And yes, and I'm struggling with the back pain, all right, guys? I'm taking the painkillers. I'm working. Oh, here you go. Let me go grab it. All right, I'm having to use this lidocaine patches. All right, this is what my doctors gave me to put on, parts that like are in a lot of pain. All right, and it's actually not for my back. It's supposed to be for my shoulder. All right, this shoulder was in a lot of pain a while ago when I went to the ER, and then now my back over here hurts. So I just put the lidocaine patch on my back, which is very difficult, by the way. Okay, so anyway, race 1 rolls around finally. All right, it's like really late in the day. It's got to be like 2 or 3 o'clock already. All right, and then yeah. So what happens is I swapped in the Pulsar battery. All right, the Chai Pulsar battery. All right, with the Molicel P42A cells. All right, and it's a smaller battery type of thing. So that I was going to use that for the race battery. I could use either one. Okay, but that one's a little bit lighter. So I said, oh, let's just throw that one in there. Okay. We used the bigger battery for the qualifying, right? And then so yeah, we went and raced the adult mini race. All right, so we line up. All right, I think I think I did a warm up. Yeah, I did the warm up, but we didn't go into the dirt. All right, guys, and I'm not gonna lie, the dirt section was super dusty the whole day. Okay, guys, and that's gonna come into play with this bike. Okay, guys, the good thing is our class. We only had like 5 people racing. Yeah, we only had like 5 people racing in our class. So yeah, man, it was kind of crazy. I mean, it wasn't a dust fest like it is with this class. Right? There's like more than 12 racers. There's like 15 people on the grid for a Supermoto amateur race. So it's going to be a dust city. And these bikes are big. They're fast and they kick up a lot of dirt. Okay, guys. So, all right, the minis don't kick up as much dirt. All right, that's what I want to say. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we go line up. We're 1, 2, 3. All right, we're on the first row, and I'm on the inside. All right, but I'm behind Jeremy and behind Tom. All right, guys. So green flag goes up. I take off. Boom. All right, I'm able to hole shot Jeremy, but I am not able to hole shot Tom. Tom has just been on his game the whole weekend, all right? I'm not going to lie, man. Tom Lynn, he is just killing it on that 150R. All right, he's getting them good starts and stuff, all right? I just couldn't beat him to the first corner, all right? I couldn't hole shot Tom. So Tom takes off, and I'm right behind him, all right? And then we come into the first corner, and I'm just pacing Tom basically, all right? And then I was able to keep up with Tom for like two laps. In fact, I don't know what it is. It's always like this. I'm always like right on Tom's tail or right on Jeremy's tail for like the first 2 laps, and then they just kind of pull away from me type of thing, okay? But what happens? I think for about 3 laps, I was able to stay behind Tom, all right? And then Tom starts to pull away slightly, okay? And yeah, like I said, the first lap, I'm right on his tail, all right? The second lap, I'm still pretty close, and then the third lap, he's starting to pull away a little bit. I think I slipped in the dirt or something, and yeah, man, the Tom was just on his game type of thing, all right? And then so Jeremy's behind me. I can hear him, man, and then I think, and I know Jeremy's bikes has better brakes than mine, all right, guys? His bike is probably about as fast as my bike, all right? But it doesn't have the torque of my bike on the down low. But it stops a lot better than mine. His brakes are probably twice the size of my brakes, okay, guys? So I know Jeremy can outbrake me, okay? So, and that's what he does, all right? So I know Jeremy's right behind me, so I'm trying to block the inside to keep him from passing me. And then I try to, at the entrance of the dirt section, there's like a wheel, a tire or something, okay? And then so I try to head toward the tire and I tried to apex that, all right, guys? So I tried to block the inside, and that slowed me down too much, all right? The best thing to do is to kind of go wide and then try to go in and get the front pointed, all right? But it slows you down, and also, yeah, somebody could like block the inside when you do that, and then you won't be able to pass, all right? They'll block you, okay? And then you'll be stuck behind them. So I tried to block it so he wouldn't try to do that, and then but then it slowed me down too much, and then he got around me, okay? And then Jeremy got in front of me, and then it was just Tom and Jeremy racing, and I couldn't catch him. All right, guys. And then so every lap, Jeremy would pull away a little bit on me. All right, they're faster through certain corners and stuff. All right, I feel like somebody told me like my bike was really fast on the straight, so the straight was actually helping me. It's helping. It kind of helps me and it kind of hinders me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My bike is fast, but it doesn't slow very fast. Okay, guys, that's the problem. All right. So anyway, so we wind up getting 3rd place in that race. All right, guys. I think Chris Crocker was behind us, but I don't think he got close enough where I noticed he was there, type of thing. Okay. And yeah, so we finished P3 in that race, okay, guys? Third place. All right, so also I want to mention is that every race is like a mini championship, okay? So you get points for the first race, and then you get points for the second race, and then they add them up, and then whoever has the most points, they win, all right, type of thing, right? And then, yeah, whoever has the most points is first place, right? The second most points is the second place, right? I think if you get pole position, you get some kind of points also, but it's not a lot. It's like 2 points or something, okay? Also, I do not have the results for me yet, all right? I still wait for Hawk to post it on the Golden State Championship Facebook or whatever, okay, guys? So I will get those later, okay, guys? I'll put subtitles below the results and all that stuff at the end of the video, okay, type of thing. All right? Or I'll make a separate video clip about it, okay? But yeah, for sure I got 3rd place. Okay, 3rd place and however many points 3rd place is, okay? And then so we go back and I get to take a break, and I was like, oh man, damn it, I let Jeremy go past me, you know. Could I have stayed in front of Jeremy? Yeah, I think so. I think if I rode well enough, I think I probably could have kept Jeremy behind me. Tom, I could not touch Tom, man. Tom has just been a freaking rocket the whole weekend. He's doing really, really good. Okay, guys. I managed to beat him in the last race, but I had the problem with my legs in the last race, where I couldn't beat him. I couldn't beat anybody in the first race. Okay, guys. But hey, we got 3rd place already. All right, so be happy for that, Herlin. All right, so I get a break. All right, the DTX guys go out and race. I'm able to take a quick water break, cool off a little bit, because yeah, I'm tired, man. All right, I think the adult mini race was like 8 laps or something. Okay, guys. But I didn't know that the Supermoto amateur race is 10 laps. All right, why do we do 10 laps? We're not pros. All right, anyway, yeah. So that's what I remember they did the last time. They did 10 laps also. So I'm like, damn, all right, whatever. You're practically a pro, all right? You're a pro that gets paid less, basically, if you're an amateur. Okay, what can I say? Your Hades Vegas is the big time now, all right? Anyway, so yeah. So we go out and we get ready to go race the red shift, right? I think after the practice and qualifying, we had about, you know what, I threw it on the charger, all right? I threw it in charger during lunch, so I think it had like about 80-90%, all right? I was trying to see if that code would go away, the fault code would go away, and it never went away the whole weekend, all right, guys? So spoilers. All right, but the bike still rips, okay, guys? So we go out there. Like I said, just like the last time, I bypassed the dirt section. It's kind of to your advantage to go through the dirt section and do your sighting lap, and then take a look at the dirt section, so you know when you go in there the first time what it's going to be like. Okay, like, because sometimes they can water the dirt section a lot, and it could be really, really slippery. Okay, so you want to take note of that. Okay. Also, yes, the dust. All right, the dust was not a factor in the adult mini race, because we're racing minis and there wasn't too many of us, but it's going to be a huge factor in the Supermoto amateur race, okay? So yeah, so we're grading 12th, all right? So we do our warm-up lap. I bypassed the dirt section because I was just right out there the race before the last one, all right? So it should be similar, right? And so I grid 12th, all right? It's all the way in the back, on the left, okay? Not all the way in the back, but in the back, on the left side, all right, guys? I think Errol's in front of me. I had Errol in front of me, and then I had Sharon Mowell in front of Errol. Okay, guys? So those are the two I had that were right in front of me that I could, you know, try to hole shot them, all right, type of thing. Okay, so green flag goes up. Boom, we take off. All right, HadesOmega gets a good start, but I was not able to really pass all that many people. All right, I think I'm somewhere in the middle of the pack, and then we go down the straight, and I think I got. Somehow I got stuck in, I was stuck in the inside or something, so I had to wait for everybody to pass through the corner. Yeah, there's a lot of traffic, guys, we'll say. All right, and then so I'm stuck in the back. We go through the dirt section, and I can't see shit, all right? The first part of the dirt section, not too bad, all right? It's just this tiny piece of dirt, all right? And then you do kind of like a little U-turn or a hairpin turn onto the next dirt section. And you just go down the beat up ass asphalt, and you hook a left onto the next dirt section, and that's when the dust happens. All right, it was there was a ton of dust. There's a lot of people in the dirt. I'm like, oh my god! And I'm trying to find just a space to put my bike in, or there's nobody else. So I cross jump the tabletops, and then I try to take the berm. Well, I do take the berm, right? I take the berm, and then like, I guess the guy in front of me must have brapped it really hard. There was just a lot of people in front of us, and it was a total brownout. I was like, I think over the first, the visibility was really poor over the first tabletop, and it was a complete brownout after the second tabletop, guys. I'm going around this berm, all right, the little motocross berm, and then it just turns brown for like 2-3 seconds. It feels like 2-3 seconds, but it's probably more like a second. All right, guys, you'll see it in the video. All right, complete brownout. I couldn't see anything. I'm just riding. I was like, oh shit. I hope there's not a crash in front of me. I hope the berm is still there, type of thing. I didn't, I just kind of just praying that like nothing bad happens, because I can't see shit. Okay, guys, and then you punch through the cloud, and poof, you can see again, right? That's what I would imagine. That would be like you're flying an airplane, and then you fly through a cloud. You don't see anything, and then you punch out of the cloud, and then it's just like you see everything. Okay, type of thing. That's what it was like. Okay, guys. HadesOmega is an aviation major. Okay, guys. So, all right. Anyway, so yeah, and then we take off, and I think I'm behind. I'm behind Errol and then some other dude. All right, and so I'm trying to keep up with them, and I can't. There's a guy in front of me. I don't know who it was. All right, he was in like some kind of gray dirt bike jersey setup on the KTM, I think, and every straight I can outbrake him. All right, I'm catching up to him every time we get to the braking zone on the straight. All right, because remember it's a really long straight. I'm hitting the max speed on the red shift. All right, guys. It's like you feel it, you're accelerating, and then it's like you kind of hit a brick wall. Like it doesn't accelerate anymore. Yeah, I'm hitting that for like a second or two, and then we're braking. All right, guys. I know we could probably brake later. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's kind of scary, man. You don't know if your back is gonna lift up or whatever, you know, or you tuck the front. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff, right? But yeah, I didn't have any drama like that. I was able to reel him in. I was able to get pretty close to him, all right? And then I think I had some trouble getting in the dirt a couple times, and he would pull away. But it was also him and Arrow were like racing or something, right? And I was watching him the whole time, right, basically. And I got pretty close to them. I got pretty close to them after the straight, but then they would just pull away through the rest of the course type of thing. Okay, so I'm definitely outbraking them. Okay, guys. So HadesOmega is doing right on the braking, at least with the red shift. All right, guys. That's what you can do with good brakes, guys. All right, 320 millimeter rotors, Brembo calipers, man. It does the job. All right, and the regen. Okay. Okay, so anyway, I think we finished 12th in that race. If I remember correctly, when I looked at the results, I think we finished 12th. All right, so at the end of this video, we'll have a video clip and we'll look at all the results and stuff. Okay, but I do know what we got on the light B. Okay, so anyway, so that was the end of the racing for today. All right, I didn't get hurt. All right, the most sketchiest part was that first lap, for like the first or second lap. Yeah, actually, every lap. The guy that was in front of me, he would dust me. All right, guys. He would get on the throttle and poof, a puff of smoke would come up, and then I had to ride through it. All right, guys. But the worst one was the first lap. All right, guys. That's like I was like I can't see anything. I can't see anything. I'm just praying that like there's nothing in front of me that's sketchy. All right, guys. And I was able to get through it. All right, guys. Thank the Lord. Right. Okay, that type of thing. So that was the end of the first day of racing. All right. So I got 3rd place on the light B, and I got, I think, 12th place on the red shift. All right, so, and that's pretty much exactly what I got during the qualifying. So, makes sense. Okay, you need to speed up your game, Marlon. All right. So next day rolls around. All right. So what am I doing? What am I doing at the night to prepare for the next day? Okay, guys. I put the bikes back on the stands. And I tightened the chain on the light B. It's a little bit loose. It's like, yeah, it's more than 15 millimeters. It was okay. The light B behaved itself, okay? It's not like Apex where your landings are really harsh and it hurts your ankles too, okay? None of that, all right? It was pretty smooth dirt section, right? I liked it, okay? It flowed much better than Apex, all right? Apex, you're just crash, you launch your bike hella high and you don't clear it, bam, you hit really hard, alright? And it hurts my ankles and it hurts the light B, okay, apparently, alright? Also, another thing is, I changed the bolts out for the sprocket. I put a brand new sprocket. There's a brand new sprocket on the light B, okay, guys, for the rear. So I gotta buy a new one, okay? But I bent the shit out of the bolts that were on the light B in the Apex race, alright? So for this race, I put brand new 12.9 grade bolts, right? And it seems like they're good. They didn't move at all, all right? So it probably helps that we are not landing the bike super hard. I think the hardest landing was off of the tabletop, all right? So that first tabletop, I don't have enough speed to clear it, all right? And I feel like it was designed to be jumped the other direction. So you just don't got enough air to clear it, all right, from that side. So what I do is I just do a little jump, and then I land on the tabletop, and then I I just rock it off the top of the tabletop, all right, guys, and that you can get the most drive going into the next corner, all right. And yeah, so when that jump off the tabletop, it's a pretty decent sized tabletop. It's like 4 or 5 feet or something. It lands pretty hard, all right, and then you have to jump the second tabletop. It has a pretty good lip to it, so it'll launch you, and then you don't have to go very fast, and you can just you'll land it like right on the other side of the face, like nicely. You just point the bike down a little bit, and whoop, it just rolls down like butter, all right. And that's what we want with the Light Bee, because the Light Bee doesn't like those rough landings. Okay, none of these Light Bee type bikes like that. Okay, and then the Redshift was fine. Okay, guys. Other than it's still got that code 36 fault. All right. So what I did was I tried to charge the Redshift the whole night. I charged it at the generator all night. All right. And remember, this is Shasta kart track. There's nothing. There's no power. There's no water. There's nothing out there. Okay, guys. That's one thing I don't like about that track. There's no facilities out there. Okay. So you gotta use your generator. Okay. It's not like Apex. They don't have power. The nice thing about Apex is you could just go and charge it at an outlet at night or something. Okay. But I can't do that at Reading, so I have to use my generator. Okay. So I tried to charge it to 100%. I think I charged it 3 times. I charged it until it turned off, and then that's when you know, like, it charged it all the way and it balanced all the cells. I turn it off and I turn it back on and have it charge again, and then wait till it turns off again. So I know it's doing the full balance and everything, and the code didn't go away. Okay, guys. So remember, that's a battery imbalance. Okay, cell imbalance, and it could be that I let this bike sit around too long and one of the cells went down or something. I hope not. HadesOmega has to get the little computer to see what the problem is with the cells. Okay. So that's a scoop there for the Redshift. I didn't really do much in the way of maintenance for the Redshift after first day. I did lube the chain. That was it. And then I put the tire warmers back on. All right. Since we didn't have to do tech in the morning, I just put the tire warmers on, and yeah, so we just don't mess around with it. And it's got 100% charge. Yeah, like I said, I don't like to start the race with 100% charge, but that's okay. With the Redshift can handle it. Okay. The Light Bee. Here's what we were gonna do for the Light Bee. I think what was I gonna do? Well, so here's what we. This is the maintenance I did on the Light Bee. I just tightened the chain. All right. I think I tightened the chain just a little bit, just like one turn of the adjuster, and then I tightened it up again. And I found out the adjusters were like crooked or something. I think it was one of the adjusters can come loose, and then it could move around, right? I think it moved in a little bit, and then when I loosened it, the thing was uneven, right? So I had to like straighten it out and then retighten everything, all right? It's kind of annoying. Make sure you tighten that lock nut good, HadesOmega. All right. Anyway, so this, I tighten the chain. I tighten the chain a lot, right? I make sure the chain is like super tight because I don't want any problems with that chain, all right, guys? Fortunately, we didn't have any problems with it, and honestly, I don't think we even need to tighten it at all, all right? It was at like around 15 millimeters, and that's like the maximum slack you want, right, on the Light Bee. So I probably could have left it there, type of thing, all right? But it might have came off. The chain might have came off or something. Okay, and then the bolts were tight still. Okay, I checked the torque on all the bolts, and they didn't move a budge. They didn't budge at all. Okay, guys. And I think that's it. That's all we did. I didn't really mess around with anything else. All right, I didn't mess around with the suspension. All right, everything was fine, and I lubed all the chains. Okay, on the Light Bee also. So, okay, I didn't mess around with the tire pressures. I just kept them the way they were. All right, and then we put the tire warmers on the Light Bee. Okay, so the plan for the next day is we are not going to practice with any of these bikes. Okay, guys. The plan was, I still have a bike that has a second battery. All right, guys. I have 2 batteries for that, and I brought them. All right, guys. So the first battery we used about half the charge. So I swapped out the other battery that's got a fresh charge, and we're going to take the WR250E out during the DTX practice just for a warm-up, okay? So HadesOmega knows the value of doing warm-up practice, all right? Always do warm-up practice because you don't know how your body is going to react the next day, okay, guys? So that was my downfall in the last race. I knew I was really sore the next day for a race, for racing. Also, that's all. I was also trying to take it easy. I was trying to pace myself as much as possible. Okay, because I think I tried too hard last time. All right, so is what I want to say. All right, so but this time I wasn't nearly as tired as last time. So I think we're doing a good job. All right. And HadesOmega said I was going to do squats and stuff. I did some squats. All right, so I do. My leg muscles are a little bit strong, but we didn't do nearly as much jumping and as last time. Okay, so that's the parts that killed me last time, man. The jumps, dude. And the jumps weren't like smooth landings and all that stuff. Anyway, so what's the scoop here? We went out to practice on the WR250E for the DTX, and so it was an opportunity to ride the WR250E through the dirt section, all right? And I'll tell you this, I liked it. What was the tops? I think we were hitting... All right, so that WR250E could hit like 68 miles an hour on the straight. This is not bad. That's pretty fast, man. And it was much cooler, okay? So I went out for the whole practice, all right? I practiced the whole time. All right, to get as many laps as I could, and I think I got 4, maybe 5 in. All right, and I was having a blast. All right, so that bike is a lot of fun to ride. It doesn't when it transitions into dirt, it's not very nice. Okay, I notice on the tight and slow turns, it doesn't want to turn. All right, it's because it's got 21-inch front. Okay, guys. So when I put the Supermoto wheels on that bike is going to handle like a dream. All right, so that's my guess. All right, so that's a scoop there. It was a joy riding it through the dirt section. All right, it's kind of light. It's lighter than the Red Shift, all right, and it's got proper kind of motorcycle suspension. All right, so it just jumps nicely, all right, in the dirt and stuff. All right, and I had a whole lot of fun riding with it. I think. I was trying to ride... Oh, yeah, I was chasing Tom and Jeremy, all right? Well, that's what I did, yeah. I remember I pulled off. I saw Tom and Jeremy behind me, so I pulled off at the track entrance, and I waited for them to pass, and then I chased them down, all right, guys? And I could keep up with Jeremy with the WR250E, all right? I can keep up with him, but I couldn't pass him, all right, guys? That's what I'm going to say. All right, they were out there practicing because it was a combined practice, adult mini and DTX. Okay, so I brought that bike out because it's a DTX, and officially I'm like in an adult mini thing. So, okay, so that was it. I had a great time riding it. I think we went through about 30%. It didn't overheat at all. It ran great. Honestly, I think we probably could have raced this if the weather is cold. All right, if it was like 100 degrees, no way, man. It overheated so fast when it was 100 degrees. But like if it was the temperatures it was in the morning, it would have been okay. Okay, so it was like probably like 70 degrees in the morning. Oh yeah. So another thing is it was much cooler on Sunday. All right. So Saturday was cooler than Friday, and Sunday was cooler than Saturday. Okay, so that's good because I hate when it's hot, man. It's just miserable. I'm just miserable. Okay, guys. I don't have a canopy and air conditioning and all that stuff. I mean, I guess I could hang out in the car and turn the air conditioning on, type of thing. It's the way I see it is like you could either be outside all miserable and sweaty, or you're gonna be inside and then you're still kind of miserable, but at least you're not hot. But you're at least when you're hot and sweaty, you're just hot and sweaty. Right? What can I say? You're sucking it up, type of thing. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, that was our practice, and then we roll straight into the racing, all right? And I'm not going to lie, it's just a long, long wait, man. So they did all the asphalt races, and I think there are still 2 asphalt races. They break for lunch, and there were still 2 asphalt races, and then the dirt racing, okay, guys? And then we were up, all right? I think we started racing around like 1 o'clock or something, somewhere around there, okay? And what was the scoop, all right, guys? So HadesOmega is, remember, we qualified 3rd, so we're going to grid 3rd with the light B, all right? So okay, oh yeah, I didn't mention it, all right? The plan was, well, you remember, we didn't ride the Red Shift or the light B at all right? So I think after lunch, I turned the tire warmers on to save gas, because I'm running out of gas, all right, guys, for the generator. I turned them on after lunch because yesterday I ran them all day thinking like, yeah, we're going to race, and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting, and you're just wasting gas, keeping the tires warm type of thing. All right, and charging the battery on the Redshift. Um, and that's what ate up a lot of my gas, man, was charging this thing, man. It's awful watching this thing charge, man. It takes forever to charge it. Anyway, so the Lightbee, we're going to use the Morgue battery, okay? So that's what's in there right now, all right? The Morgue 50XG battery, all right? That's the one we're going to try to use. And so when I have that battery in the bike, I turn the field weakening down to 70% because during testing, the battery cut out at high speed and high power when it had like a lot of field weakening. This bike goes crazy fast with this battery for some reason. For some reason, the discharge on this battery is insane, all right? It's a lot, all right? But it can only maintain it for like 10 seconds, and then the BMS will shut off, all right? And that's bad, all right? That's what you don't want it to do because it could destroy the controller, okay, guys? So you got to be very careful not to let it do that, all right? And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty sure we're holding that throttle almost like 10 seconds on that straight, all right? It's a long straight, guys, all right? And you can hear that motor, it gets loud, man. When you're pumping a lot of fuel weakening through it, it just screams, all right? Like this one, the WR250E, that one screams, man, when you're using the fuel weakening, all right? So I have it turned down to 70%. 70% is roughly 70 miles an hour, all right, guys? When the battery's fully charged, you could definitely hit 70 miles an hour with this bike, all right? So it's still plenty fast, and I feel like the bike is happier without, with less field weakening type of thing, okay? I'm not gonna lie, we could probably tune it so to get to like that higher threshold to where, you're gonna go faster and maybe it won't cut out, right? Because that battery, the cells in this battery are very good, okay, guys? They're better than the one in the Pulsar battery, right? The Pulsar is my best battery pack, all right, guys? And then this one has better batteries than that one, okay? But the BMS is kind of weak, okay? That's the problem, right? So that's what we did, all right? I charged that one to 90%, and that was the only battery we're going to use today, okay, for the second day of racing. All right, so we got that in there. I got this field weakening turned down to 70%. And, another thing is, yeah, like I said, the weather was cooler. We had like a tailwind, all right, guys? The nice thing about the Reading drag strip is that there's a tailwind and it can make you go faster, and it sure did, all right, guys? So anyway, so we lined up to go race the adult mini race. Green flag goes up, boom, we go, all right, bam, all right, we're in the same position we were in yesterday, and it's the same results, all right? I hole shot Jeremy, but I can't quite hole shot Tom, all right? Tom is just like, it's on his game with his starts, all right? I always wish he could flub the start, like do a wheelie or stall his bike or something, but no. None of that happening, unfortunately, for you, HadesOmega. All right, so, but I take off like a rocket, and man, the Lightbee is going really freaking fast. I don't know if it's either because of this battery and this crazy field weakening, like this thing just like throws power out there like crazy. It's got some mad amount of discharge. It gets really loud, and I can feel it. I'm like, dude, we're going really fast. I don't know how fast we're going. Make sure you guys watch the video and look at the telemetry. There'll be a telemetry on the video, all right, guys? And it'll tell you how fast I'm going, all right, guys? I'm pretty sure we probably hit at least 70 miles an hour, man. And we're behind Tom, all right? And so, yeah, so we're behind Tom, and then, like, and I feel like I'm going really fast. I'm trying to stay as close to Tom as I can, and he starts slowing down. And then I realize, dude, we're going hella fast, and I'm trying to brake. And I kind of overshot the turn a little bit. The good thing is the turn is really wide, so if you do overshot the turn, then you leave the inside open. So I left the inside open, and Jeremy passed me on the second corner, basically. Okay, guys? So Jeremy had already passed me down the straightaway, all right? Damn it, all right? Where I should have stuck to Tom, basically. All right, I should have just stuck on his back like that, and then I should have tried to pass him in the dirt or something, all right, guys? So I'm already behind Jeremy. I'm like, God damn it! All right. So we're racing. All right. I'm doing pretty good on the Lightbee. All right. I'm trying as hard as I can, and it's like I said, it's still difficult for me to try to do the going into the transition into the dirt while you're turning. All right. And yeah. So I think that was my downfall for the first lap, guys. Is that I went too hot into the corner. And I couldn't slow down fast enough. All right, guys. I forget, man. This thing has it has better brakes. All right, guys. It has good brakes, but they're not good enough. All right, and couple that with the tailwind, And this 50XG battery, man, like this was a freaking rocket ship, man. All right, and I just couldn't slow it down fast enough, and Jeremy just went inside. So I'm not gonna lie. If I had used the same battery I used yesterday, it probably would have been a little more predictable. All right, I didn't know we were gonna go so fast. I was like, damn, we're going. I feel like we're going hella fast, type of thing. You know, I overshot the turn a little bit, and I went a little wide, and Jeremy he took advantage of that, and he passed me. So I'm behind Jeremy and Tom. It's the same story as yesterday, guys. I'm behind Jeremy for a little while. I'm trying to chase him. And I can't. Jeremy rode really, really well. Okay, man, they were fast in the dirt. They were fast on the asphalt, man. They definitely put up a good fight. All right, they gave me a run for my money type of thing. All right, guys. So we're racing, and then that was the end of the race, right? So I finished behind Jeremy. All right, and they would just pull away a little bit every lap. All right, that's kind of the way it is. All right. I can keep up with them for a couple laps. I don't know why. It's always like that, guys. And then they start pulling away from me every couple laps, all right? And then by the time we're at the end, Jeremy's probably like 20 feet in front of me, and then yeah, I cross the finish line, and that's it. Okay, guys. And yeah, so game over. We got P3, all right, guys. I'll already go over it, all right, guys. What's P3 and P3? That's P3, all right, guys. So I got two third place finishes for race 1 and 2. That means I get, well, bam, the third place trophy, all right, guys. Also got $20 with it, okay, guys, that I spent on a hamburger on the way home. All right, I was so hungry, man. I went to a fancy hamburger joint, and I filled up my belly, type of thing, right? But yeah, there it is. All right, me and the Libby, we got third place. Not bad, not bad. Racing against two guys I know very well and how fast they are, and they're on 150Rs. Okay, guys. So that's a scoop. All right. That's the best we could do. But it's like Tom and Jeremy, dude. They're just I've raced them many times at Reading, and it's just like, yeah, dude. It could have gone any way. All right. But Tom rode really well. Jeremy rode really well. All right. Hats off to them. All right, guys. Hats off to you guys. All right, thanks for the great race. All right, it would have been nice if Jeremy or Tom messed up a little bit, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. All right, guys, they rode really, really well. Okay, good job, guys. But I came home with a third place trophy, so that's great. At least I got something. All right. Okay, and then so the Supermoto amateur race rolls along. All right, it's DTX races. I think Brock McAllister winds up getting first place. All right, that's pretty cool. Brock's a cool guy. All right, and then, yeah, he wasn't racing his Varg 2 because there's something wrong with the charger or something. All right, so we're going to go race the Redshift, all right? Supermoto Amateur Race 2, all right? So same dealie, all right? I think it's got a full charge this time. I don't think it's going to harm the battery at all to race it with the code 36 code, right? It's a cell imbalance, but, like, as long as you don't drain the battery all the way, it'll be okay. So we take off, all right? And then we do the warm-up lap. I skipped the dirt section like last time, right? And then we grid 12th, right? And then we take off. Boom! Green flag goes up. Bam! All right. I do the rocket start and take off, and I'm still in the back. All right, guys. And I'm behind Arrow when we get into the dirt, and I'm just like, oh shit, here we go. It's gonna be this brownout conditions again, all right? But So Hawk was at the entrance or the exit of the dirt section. That's like the most dangerous part because it gets the most dusty. It has all that silt and everything, and the Hawk is there just watering the dirt. He's literally with a water hose watering the dirt to keep the dust down. And I think it helped, all right, because I could see. And then I see that we go into the dirt section, all right. It's a lot of traffic like last time, all right. And I'm just trying to navigate my way around it. Try not to hit anybody type of thing, all right? And we're going into the dirt, and then so there's a 379 bike, right? I remember. There's this bike that had a 379 on it, and then there's Errol, all right, guys? My buddy Errol from Reno, all right? He's the Team Ramrod captain, all right, guys? And so they're racing, all right? 379 and Errol are racing through the dirt, all right? And so they go off the table. 379 flat tracks the inside, all right? So there's two options. You can either flat track the inside. There's also a little groove there, or you can do the motocross and take the berm and then rock it around the berm and out, all right? And I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's like the same, right? But yeah, they pretty much go at the same time, all right? And then they're almost like side by side, and then Arrow loses the front, all right? So he loses the front off of the perm. I don't quite remember like what he said he did, but he lost the front. Arrow goes down, and then this guy, and then the 379 bike runs right into Arrow, and I'm right behind Arrow. Okay, guys, I'm on the berm with Arrow. I'm right behind him, and the 379 guy is on the left of us, and I see it happen right in front of me. Poof, and like Arrow goes down in front of the 379 bike, and the 379 bike, boom, it just hits Arrow's bike, all right, and then they're down. I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, and then so I just, and then I take out. I was like, oh damn, that was Arrow, right? So shit, and then then I just continue racing, all right. And there's pretty much nobody in front of me at this point. Those two guys that were the guys that were in front of me, all right. And now I'm in front of them. They went down, and I'm just racing, all right. I can't really. I don't think anybody passed me this lap. I got lapped last time. I didn't get lapped this time. That's a good. So that means I'm going faster, right? That's a good thing, all right? Because yeah, in the race 1, I got lapped by the number 1 guy, all right, Jeremy Applegate. I got lapped, and then I had to finish the race earlier, okay, guys? So I did one less lap, all right? But I raced the whole thing, all right, guys? Okay, so here's the drama, all right, guys? About like the third to the last lap, the 379 bike is catching up to me, all right? I can hear it. There's somebody behind me. He's trying to catch up. I was like, oh, shit. And I'm getting tired, all right? So same thing with yesterday. Like, this is my second race. I'm getting tired. It's a hella long race. It's like 10 minutes, all right? Or it's a 10-lap race, all right, guys? So you're out there for 10 laps, 2 laps more than the when I was on the light beat, and it's harder. It's more work on the bigger bike, guys, all right? And I can hear him. He's getting closer every lap. And we get white flag, boom, all right? And so I hear him. He's pretty close. I think he's ready. He's gonna go for he's trying to go for a pass. So what does HadesOmega do? I do the dick thing, all right, guys. I block all the apexes, all right. I take the slowest line, but I block all the apexes so he can't pass me, all right. So I'm doing that, all right. It's slowing me down, and it's actually making it so he can catch up more, right? But I'm also tired too, so it's kind of helps me too. And then so like the last couple corners, I'm just blocking the apexes. I'm blocking the apexes, all right. And then the final turn into the dirt section. So there's a third dirt section. I didn't mention it the whole time, guys. There's a final dirt section that they put right before the finish line. All right. So instead of going around the asphalt, there's a teeny tiny little dirt section. It's probably like 15 feet or something. All right, guys. And so I go into the dirt, and I'm trying to block them, and I must have chopped the throttle or something, and then the regen blocked the regen. It locked up the rear wheel, and the bike slipped out a lot. All right, it slipped maybe like 45 degrees or something like this, and I was like, oh shit, and then that guy 379 passes me. I'm like, oh no, but I was able to get back on the throttle, and then I was trying to drag race him to the finish line. But I was still like a bike length behind him, and I was like, "Oh, damn it! You gave him a position to that guy." I was like, "Yeah," but it was kind of cool. I think people were watching, and it was like a exciting battle of this guy trying to pass it. I couldn't see him at all. I could hear him, but I couldn't see him. But I knew he was back there, and I was trying my best to get around the course, man. And I guess he would get close to me every lap, and people said it was I was hearing my name, and like the announcer was talking about me, like we were racing out there. I was like, oh, were we racing? I don't know. Like, I'm just out here riding, man. At the last couple laps, or the last lap, I was trying my best to just keep him behind me because I knew he was there, right, type of thing. And then yeah, I flubbed that last corner, and he passed me, and I tried to drag race him to the end. I just didn't have enough. We were just too far behind to catch up. All right, and so that was it. All right, guys. I think I got like 12th place in that race. Also, I definitely passed Errol. All right, because Errol crashed, and yeah, he was like back there, and then this guy caught up to me. Okay, guys. I definitely was not last. Okay, guys. I definitely was not last, and I didn't get lapped. So I feel like my performance is a little better in the second race for the redshift. Okay, guys, and the redshift still reps. All right, even though it's got that code problem. So I think we're just gonna have to finish off the year with this problem. All right, guys. Okay, so and that's it. All right, guys. I didn't podium on the redshift. All right, like I mentioned, I got 3rd place on the light B, and then yeah. So both bikes did great. One thing I realized is that the Reading kart track, all right, the Shasta Supermoto kart track, is a lot bumpier than I remember. All right, guys. There's a lot of corners. There's a lot of bumps where you're going through the corner and you feel the bike bouncing up and down. It just feels awful, dude. All of my bikes do it. All of them. All of these bikes did it. All the bikes that I rode on the track. All right, and it's scary on the redshift because it's so big. You can feel it, like it moves around a lot. The light B, yeah. So anyway, I don't like that counterclockwise configuration, but HadesOmega has done literally hundreds and hundreds of laps at Reading. Okay, so I should know that track really well, and everybody else did. All right, so it's HadesOmega's old, familiar track type of thing. All right, because we raced a 24-hour race there. Okay, guys, so that's how I know that was pretty much just the same configuration as a 24-hour race. The dirt was kind of challenging. All right, I don't like going in that direction. I feel like I'm better in the clockwise direction, but hey, that's what we had to work with, guys, okay? And it's an equal playing field for everybody, so I can't complain, all right? That's the best that I could do, all right, guys? So in the next, at the very last end of the video, all right, guys, I will go over the official results, okay? We'll when Hawk posts them up, I'll go over the official results and then how we're doing in the championship, okay, guys? I did not race the first round at Button Willow, because I had surgery on my back and I couldn't go. Okay, guys, I did the second round at Apex and I got 2nd place on the light B. All right, and then I think I got a similar place position in the amateur supermoto. Okay, guys, HadesOmega is just not doing good at amateur supermoto, man, with the redshift. Okay. I think we got to try a different bike, or we got to try something. We got to do something to the redshift to get it to keep up with the 450s better. Okay, guys, it's just too heavy and it's just not enough power. I need a Varg. Okay, guys. If anybody wants to sponsor me with a Varg for a season, man, like please hook me up. All right, guys. If anybody wants to sponsor HadesOmega with the Varg, I would love to race a Varg for a season. Okay, guys, Supermoto. All right, let's do it. Alright, because this guy just doesn't have the power, alright, guys, and that's the problem. At least I think it is, alright? Or it's just me, alright? Maybe I'm just slow, alright, type of thing. But I definitely am a rocket on the light B, okay, guys? I was able to take home the 3rd place trophy, $20, and a bunch of 73 Moto Parts coupons, alright, guys? So I guess I'll be getting some parts from 73 Moto Parts, alright? Yeah, so I'll go over the results at the very end of the video, alright, guys? And so now it's just, this is the what we could do to improve for the next round, alright, guys? So the final round will be at Sonoma Raceway, alright? HadesOmega's old stomping grounds, alright? HadesOmega don't go there very often, alright? They don't have too many races there because it's really expensive, but we'll be racing there again, just like we did last year, okay? So the last Golden State Championship or Moto America race they had was at Sonoma last year, and then we're going to do that again for the final round of Golden State Championship, all right? So look forward to that, okay? It's going to be a really fast racing, right? And I hope they're going to have some kind of dirt section. Because Sonoma doesn't have a dirt section, all right? So they're going to have to put together some kind of dirt section for us. That's what they do, okay, guys? So they have to literally build it before the race, and then they tear it down after. Okay, so that's a scoop. Both of the bikes performed pretty well. All right, like I said, this one has that fault code. I don't know what happened, guys. I guess just bad luck. All right. The bike still rips. All right, so it'll be there next time. Hopefully, I can get it to go away. What we might have to do is we might have to rebuild the battery pack. All right, guys, or we might have to figure out what's wrong with the battery. Okay. what I understand is that there's these wire bonds that connect all the cells together, all right, and some of them could have blown or something, or disconnected, and then like that's why there's an imbalance in the pack. Okay, guys. So I lost some of the parallel cells, right? So the capacity of the battery goes down, right? So if the capacity of the battery goes down, all the other cells work harder, and so it's gonna degrade the battery even faster. Okay, guys. But I only really use this thing for racing now, guys. So yeah. Light B did great. All right. We'll probably keep it in the same configuration it's in right now. All right. Keep that chain tight, lube everything, clean everything. All right. I liked using that battery. I might try to use it for more races. Okay. Type of thing. Hopefully we don't overheat it or anything. But yeah. That's what I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it overheating, but I think at Sonoma it might be okay. We will have to go try to practice with it at Sonoma. So the thing about Sonoma is that it's really rough on electric bikes, guys. The amount of times you have the throttle wide open is a lot, okay, guys, and it just drains the battery. It heats everything up really fast. I don't think I've ever not overheated at Sonoma, so we'll see. We probably won't overheat this one, all right, but we'll see, okay, because I have the EBMX motor, and the EBMX motor has been tits, okay, guys, basically. I don't think there's anything to really improve on the Light B. You just gotta do better, HadesOmega, okay, guys. The bike has been running really good, and I got 3 really good batteries for it now. I could literally race with any of those batteries, okay. But the battery that I have in the bike, I bought it just to practice, okay, guys. And then I have the Odyssey battery, and the Pulsar battery is good to do like the qualifying and then the main race. Right, it's enough to do a whole day of racing, and I'll still have tons of battery charge left. Okay, so I like having 3 batteries for these races. Okay, and then that motor, it doesn't overheat. The controller doesn't overheat. Man, the Light B is the Light B has come leaps and bounds. All right, guys, leaps and bounds from when I first started racing it when it was a stock bike. Okay, guys. It is incredible the technology out there that's come out for these bikes, okay, and it's made it competitive with the gas bikes, okay. It was before, but now more so, okay. The big killer with the Light B, like in racing, is the heat, okay, guys. The motor gets too hot, and then it starts dialing the power back, all right, or the battery overheats and it just shuts off. So it's all bad, okay, guys. But the components on the bike keep that from happening, all right? I think we're at the point where like it's awesome, all right? I don't have to really worry about much other than the chain freaking coming off, all right? So we didn't have any problems with the chain or the sprocket or anything or bending sprocket bolts. It looks like I've solved the problem with putting stronger bolts, okay, guys? I think that was the main problem, but well, hopefully that won't be a problem at Sonoma, okay, guys? It was. The problem with the apex dirt section is it's really rough on the bike, all right, because we land really hard, all right, and those rough landings are really rough on the Light B, okay, guys. The Redshift doesn't mind so much, all right, that kind of stuff. Okay, and then yeah, so we'll just have to do more of what we're doing. So HadesOmega is probably just going to clean up the bikes, all right, and then they'll be ready for the next one, all right. I'll probably check the chains out, all right, just do a little bit of maintenance. And make sure we got the tire warmers all good to go and everything, and then we'll be racing at Sonoma, okay? So and we will have dirt at Sonoma. I hope we will. All right, so we'll have to ask Tyler O'Hara about that. Okay. Anyway, so here's the trophy that I got. All right, guys, it's actually a piece of a puzzle. Okay, so check it out. Okay, there it is. All right, I guess it's supposed to be like that. So this is the NorCal trophy. All right, since we race in Redding. That's the most northern part of California, all right? So the next one is going to be where HadesOmega lives, the Bay Area, okay, guys? So check this out, guys. All right, this is the trophy we just got at Redding. This is the trophy we got at Apex, okay? So Apex is the most southern race, all right? And then Shasta is the most northern race, okay, guys? So I have the bread. All right, guys, I got the bread, all right? I have the bread for the sandwich, all right, or the bread for the hamburger, all right, guys? I got the top bun and the bottom bun, all right, but I don't have the meat or the cheese, all right? I'm never going to have unfortunately, I'm not going to have the lower central part, all right, guys, because I missed the button willow round, all right. That's what it would have gone on top of this one here, right? Is the button willow one, right? And we missed it, right? Because I had to get that surgery, unfortunately. Oh yeah. So in the next video, HadesOmega is going to in the next clip, HadesOmega is going to go over the results, all right. So I'll go over the official results for the race, all right. I'm pretty sure we got P3 for this bike, okay, guys, because it's right here, okay. But this one I'm not really sure. I think we got somewhere around 12th place, okay? And then I will go over how many points we have in the championship currently, okay? As it stands, I think I might be 3rd place. That's my guess, all right? We must be 3rd place in the championship right now. I think I'm for sure, I know Tom is winning it right now, okay? Tom is just killing it out there, all right? And Jackson Joyner hasn't shown up for like 2 rounds, okay, guys? I raced him 2 weeks ago, and man, he just destroyed me, all right? So if he shows up, he might grab some points from us, okay? So we'll see, all right? But it's the more the merrier, okay? I'd like to have more people out there to race and have fun with, okay, type of thing. Okay, but anyway, we're doing pretty good on the light V, all right? I got a 3 and a 2, all right? So hopefully we can get a 1, 2, or 3 in the next one, all right? And hopefully we can stay... I don't think we can beat Tom, all right? I'm pretty sure Tom has it, okay, guys? Tom is definitely going to take the 1st place championship for Adult Mini if he finishes the race on the next one, right? If he totally botches it or like something happens and he doesn't get the points, then yeah, maybe we can get 2nd or 1st, all right? We'll see, okay? But so far, HadesOmega is doing pretty good, okay? So yeah, anyway... In the next clip, we'll go over the official results and the where we are in the championship standings, okay? All right. See you guys in that clip. All right, hey, HadesOmega here. It's been more than a week since the race. All right, guys, since I shot the after action review video, and so this is the results. All right, guys. So the Hawk posted them up last night. All right, and so we'll go take a look at it. So, but it's as I thought. I'm pretty sure I got 3rd place for that mini race. All right. Anyway, so we're gonna go over the results for the Reading race. All right, round 3, and then my overall results in the championship. All right. Check it out. All right, boom, there you go. So this is on Hawk Mazada Moto Camp's webpage, okay? And for some reason they only have the round 3 results. They don't have the other ones, but they have, you know, they have the Reading results and they have the current championship standings. Okay, so that's the webpage we're at. And so we raced in Supermoto Amateur. Okay, so we'll go over that first. So for the first race, I got, boom, 13th place. All right, last. Okay, guys. Yeah, man, I did awful. All right, so I got 13th place. That gave me 3 points for the first race. All right, that was the race on Saturday. And then the Sunday race, all right, race 2, I got, boom, 5th place. All right, remember I came in behind Logan Rolfe. All right. He got that 1 point for me, man. when I flubbed in the dirt, man, and he passed me. All right, well, and then yeah. So I got 11th place. All right, 11th place, and I got 5 points. So that gives me, what does that give me? 8 points only, man. I'm doing awful, man. Okay, yeah. I think in the last race we got like we were like in the mid pack, all right, guys. So we definitely did not do too well on that Reading race, man. Okay, which is a shame because that's kind of like, it's a track that I know very well. Okay, and then yeah, so these are the total points and you know who got what. All right, so I got 12th place, all right, with 8 points. All right, right behind Norman Lyles. Okay, and then I think Connor Waite is right behind us. Okay, so 12th place. Okay, your fastest rider, the fastest guy for that weekend was Jason Applegate in the amateur supermoto, 38. Well, he tied with his brother, Jason and Jeremy Applegate. They got a tie, 38 and 38. How did they figure out who gets first and second? All right. The two brothers got the same exact score. No way. That's pretty wild. Let's check her real quick. All right, we got Jeremy Applegate, 25 points here, first place. And then Jason Applegate got 4th place, 13 points. And then Jason got first place, and then that last race. So they pretty much swapped places. That's pretty wild, man. That is wild. The two brothers, man, Jeremy and Jason Applegate, man, they swapped places between race 1 and race 2. That is pretty nuts. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I came in 12th place, Supermoto Amateur, after all is said and done. Okay, so the next race that we did was Adult Mini Supermoto. All right, and then so I'm pretty sure you guys know what I got. I got 3rd place, and 3rd place gives me 3rd place. All right, but anyway. So race 1, Saturday race, 3rd place, gives me 16 points, all right? I'm behind Jeremy and in front of Chris Crocker here, okay? And then Tom Lynn takes it, 25 points for Tom. All right, and then so it's pretty much the exact same results for race 2, all right? So I got 3rd place, 16 points, so that makes me, what, 32 points or something, all right? And then Jeremy gets 2nd. Tom Lynn gets 1st, and then Chris is behind me with 4th place, all right? So, that definitely gives me 3 and 3, gives me 3rd place, okay, guys? So that gave me 32 points, all right? And then Jeremy had 40 points, and then Tom Lynn had 50 points, okay? So, and then, yeah, it's Tom took 1st, Jeremy 2nd, me 3rd, Chris Crocker 4th, Troy Jorgensen 5th, all right, he was on the KLX 140, and Colin Gilbert got 10 points. I don't even think, Colin did race on the first race, because he's right here. Colin said he wasn't going to race. They were looking for him, and then I guess he he raced the first race, but he didn't race the second race. So he actually got some points. At least you go show up. See, so here's a little secret, guys. If you're in a race with not a lot of people and you race, you're going to get a lot of points, all right? See, if you're in a race with a lot of people and you don't do too well, you're not going to get a lot of points, all right? But if you're in a race with not so many people, there was only like 6 racers, right, in that class, you're going to take a lot of points even though you do bad, all right? So, and if this is a championship, every point you can get is going to count, all right, guys? Okay, so there you go. All right, so I took 3rd place. And that's all I'm going to go over. All right, and then so these are the championship standings. So I've been racing in SM2 and SM3 the whole time. All right, so Supermoto Amateur. All right, it's kind of hard to read, but I am number 39, 10th place right now with 24 points. Okay, I'm between Michael Hansen and Jeremy both of the Applegates. Somehow, the guys that won the race last time, I'm right behind them. So, yeah. Is there any chance that we will at least podium in this championship? No, I don't think so. All right, guys, we're in the middle. All right, so we only got one more race to get points, and I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay, guys. But yeah, we're in the middle here. Okay. Oh, there's Errol and Isaiah. Isaiah didn't show up to this race. I know that. Yeah, okay. And then, so Adult Mini Supermoto. All right, so this is the championship standings currently after the 3rd round. And so it looks like I'm in 3rd place. Hey, look at that. I'm 3 is my lucky number, guys. All right. But yeah, so it says here I'm 3rd place. Sorry, these thingies are really small. Maybe I can make them bigger. There we go. Okay, it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, I got 3rd place. For some reason it says I'm number 7. I should be number 277, but 3rd place with 68 points. So here's the cool thing: Chris Crocker, all right, the guy that's behind us, all right, guys, the 4th place guy, he's got 69 points, and I got 68 points. All right, so I am 1 point behind Chris Crocker. So I got a chance to take the 2nd place trophy back. So the chances are, if I do better than Chris in the next round, I will take home the 2nd place championship trophy for Golden State. I don't know if they're going to have championship trophies 1, 2, and 3. All right, but if there is a 2nd place championship trophy, I'm taking it home next round if I do better than Chris. All right, so but you never know. Anything could happen, man. My bike could get a flat tire, X, Y, Z. Okay, so never say never type of thing. All right. type of thing. Okay, guys. But anyway, yeah. So we got 68 points. Chris Crocker is second place with 69 points. All right, I got 68, third place. All right, and then Tom Lynn has got first place with 81 points. Okay, so Tom Lynn is killing it. Is there a chance that we could beat Tom in the next race? If something happens to Tom and he doesn't show up, or he does really bad, then yeah, we could get first place, all right? Because remember, I think it's like 25 points. Yeah, I think it's like 25 points if you get first place or something. I forget. I'm not really sure how it works, but Maddox Harvin has 52 points with fourth place. Jackson Joyner has fifth place. I heard Jackson won the first round, guys, and I know I've been racing Jackson a couple times. All right, I know Jackson pretty well. He whooped my butt a few weeks ago in a flat track race, man. And if he shows up to the next race, then yeah, he might take Tom out of it, man. Maybe he missed like 2 races already. So yeah, he's at 50, and I'm at 68. So if we stay up there, so here's Jeremy. Jeremy got second place in that last race, and he's got 22 points. So I don't know. Jeremy didn't show up. That's what happens when you don't show up, man. Jeremy didn't. He didn't finish the race last time because he had to go do something. Okay. So that's the scoop, guys. So I've got 12th place in Supermoto Amateur. All right, in the middle of the pack. 12th place, right? Oh no, I'm 10th place. My bad. I was 12th place in the race, all right, guys. But I'm 10th place in the championship standings, okay? And then I'm currently 3rd place in Adult Mini Supermoto. Okay, so and I'm only 1 point behind Chris Crocker. So yeah, unless Chris Crocker like turbocharges his bike or something, I don't know. Maybe his bike, he has the KX112. Maybe his bike is faster than my bike at Sonoma. Then yeah, he could win it. All right, but if we stay up here, chances are we'll get at least 3rd place. All right, so hang in there, HadesOmega. All right, guys. So that's the results, and that's the end of the AAR. Okay, thanks for watching. I know it's a freaking long AAR. All right, so 3rd place. I took home the 3rd place trophy for the 3rd round. All right, and I am in 3rd place in the championship for Adult Mini. Okay, and 1 point right behind Chris Crocker. So it's pretty exciting in the points right now. Okay, and then I was 12th place overall in the Supermoto Amateur race. Okay, and then I'm 10th place in the championship currently. So I'm like in the middle. All right, so chances of podiuming in that class is not looking good. That's what I say. All right, unless if all the guys above me don't show up and I show up and I win it, then yeah, maybe possibly. All right, guys, but I highly doubt that's gonna happen. All right, guys. I would rather race. I would rather win legit, man. Okay, guys. I don't want to win because nobody showed up to a race. All right, that's not the way I want to win. All right, guys. But I understand it's hard for people to travel and stuff, especially now with these crazy gas prices. All right. Anyway, that's the end of the AAR. All right, and that's the results. All right. Thanks for watching. HadesOmega out. If you want to check out the results yourself, you can go to Hawk Mazada Moto Camp. All right, Hawk Mazada's webpage, and he has the results and all the info for the Golden State Championship right there. Okay, I will put a link in the description of the video. All right, guys, if you want to just click it and if you want to browse it yourself. Okay, or maybe you're interested in racing, all the deets are over there. Okay, so there's one more round in Sonoma this July, and it's being it's sponsored by Tyler O'Hara. Okay, and it's gonna be in my neck of the woods. All right, so you better not disappoint yourself, HadesOmega, that type of thing, right? But I know very well, man. Sonoma is a high-speed track, man, and it's gonna be tough. All right, HadesOmega out. Thanks for watching.